Habibi, Habibi. I don't know if you heard any song. Habibi means love. Habibi, Karibu means welcome in Swahili. Welcome to the cipher. Grand Rising. Greetings, Rastafari. Greetings to all those out there. Salamte. Hail up. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings to everybody tuned in right now or in the future. You're present. You're tuning in with us, participating in this movement we're starting, right? Or continuing. Yes. Greetings, Toy. Bless up. Greetings, Toy. Greetings, Court. It is to you. Definitely first two in this space. Courtney's been here for a minute, but Toy's beating you. Courtney, looks like Toy got her first. Bless up. Give thanks for supporting and being a part of this. Let's see. Look, today is greetings, Deborah. Bless up. Greetings, Deborah. Oh, we got the sisterhood in place. Greetings, Sophia. See you in this space there. Or the way I'll bring you in. Yes. Charlene Anglade. I don't know how. You gotta tell me how to pronounce your name. Charlene Anglade. Yes. Bless up for tuning in. Give thanks for being in the house, in the space. Greetings. Yeah, today is Free Up Fridays. If you saw in the if you saw in the only flyer, let me pull the flyer up. I can cover my face real quick, but just to reiterate, which is see, Fridays we do a little different. Fridays Free Up Friday. Friday is relax, bring the weekend in. Friday in the comedic system that I participate in it represents Hadaru energy, and it's this green and yellow colors, and it's water. So it's lovely that we got the sisterhood in the place, because this is the different side. Instead of or set, which is the ocean, Friday is about Heteru, and it's it's water still. You know what I mean? But it's that fresh water, the sweet water, sweetness and flowers, and you know what I mean? That's that Friday vibe. So it's the Free Up vibe. So the theme is Free Up Fridays. But I'm contemplating. Good. And we got Gina in the backstage. I don't know if Gina, if you want to speak, you're coming in to speak or just viewing. You could view from backstage, but if you want to speak, let me know. Give me a greetings in the Mauritius. Frank is in the space. Give thanks. So Free Up Friday is about letting go of that tension. See, we built up a lot of. We went from Tuesday to Thursday. We do a lot of mental work, right? Mondays is starting it off with solutions, and we know what the source is. Tapping into the source. We focus on the source on Mondays, but Fridays is just free up. So I'm gonna run some tunes, some music, but we definitely can see. Silver, I'll bring you in a second. I'll bring you on the stage in a second. Just hold tight, Silver. We got an artist. We got some artists in the place. We got healers in the place. Man, the struggle is over. That was the theme from the other day. The struggle is over. It's just seeing it through. We just gotta manifest it. And you're only manifestation. dCyfa's the manifestation. We're gonna bring this to reality and the incorporating all of these energies into one, right? Different perspectives, different viewpoints. Is all about coming together. And you see let me put it up one more time. Pull up the flyer one more the poster for today. You see that image there? We had talked about it the other day, and it's the theme running behind this. Even though today we're going to talk about leadership and comparing it to teamwork and how those two work together. That's the running theme. But we're not going to do a whole lot of mental work. Just testify. If you want to speak and contribute and talk about the healing process that you go through and what it means to be a part of this group now, to be able to share and have a space where you can feel comfortable saying what you need to say, where you're not going to be judged on some mainstream view, that narrative that's going on out there. This space is to let go, let all of that out of the way, and definitely on Free Up Fridays. It's all about that. But who else we got in this space? Okay. Let me see. Let me catch. Yes, Charlene says, or she says, call her Frenchie. Right. Frenchie says, greetings to the beautiful souls. Glad to be a part of this. Yes, peace and light and love and light to you, Toy. Bless up, family. Yes, call you Frenchie. You have more artists coming through. Well, yeah, but that's what that was working on more artists. Facts and image, spot on. Yes, this is it. The image captures the whole piece. That's why I'm not gonna let that one go. That's gonna be a running theme all the way through. So let me pull the co-host in this space, and then we'll bring the guests and get us all on the stage in a second. We'll bring co-host in. Yes, Frankie, brother Frankie, how you feeling?
Yes, peace and love to everybody out there listening, joining in, being a part of this. Yes, honors to all the mothers, of course, because that's the beginning, and to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali for bringing concept of nationality back to our people. And to
Yeah,
you, Iman, for creating this space that we can all meet, especially during this time. So peace and love, and give thanks, to everybody involved.
yes, give thanks for being a part of this. I know it's a sacrifice on your part. You're a busy man doing a lot of things, a lot of projects, talented guy. We got so much talent on this rock, man. This rock, I don't. It's just amazing the amount of talent that comes out of this rock. Not to downgrade other places around the world, but it's a concentration around this. What we touch just turns to, you know what I mean? 65,000 people. That's like a little hectare on the side of the highway next to a gas station somewhere.
Some people some people still don't believe we exist.
For real. So they didn't know nothing
Even
about
you travel, they're like, what? That's a real place?
For real. Yes, Pamela Weir, give thanks. Bless up, Sister Elder. Bless up, Pam. Bless your heart for being in this space. So let's go right into the breathing. And then we bring the backstage people in, and we get into this conversation. It's around leadership, but you can anytime you can testify and come with whatever's on your heart, whatever you bring to the table. All we ask is if it's not opinionated, you're not calling anybody any names, anything like that. But feel free to share and be a part of this. Open up, speak from your heart for whatever you're going through. This space definitely on Free Up Friday, and I'm gonna run all the hits from the week past, all of that material we're going through. We can catch up on all of that. And Sophia says she's all the way out there in other land, across the lake. She'd let us know where she's calling in from. But give thanks for being a part of this, Sophia, and bringing the sisterhood to the space. Let me get this meditations set up, and let's get into it. And if you got any requests, anybody got any requests out there they want to hear, any music they want to hear, especially, you can send it in the comments so we can all catch a vibe. Any offer, your playlist toys. You said you was adding Shasha Marley to your playlist, but if there's anything you want to recommend, send it in and we'll pull it up on my virtual DJ player. I know international DJ. I'm just a bedroom DJ for me and those that participate with me. So you come participate in my playlist and add to it, and we'll share. But it's definitely open space to bring any of that to the table. Feel free. But let's assume the position. Hey, this starts. Need to know better to have that set up. Get yourself settled. Get in a nice position. You want your back direct but relaxed, right? Put your hands where you feel comfortable. On your palms down on your thighs or on your abdomen, and tap into the source. Let's reach in and tap into the source. We're gonna try, see if we could go for about 15 runs, right? 15 repetitions. And you'll notice when I start to pull the music down that we're coming back out of it, right? Give thanks. Yes, humble me. Well, John, I can't run John 9. So I can't run John 9. That's gonna stop the Facebook one time. I don't have it in the It needs to be like a it's kind of limitations. They chop you up if you ain't got no you don't have the copyright, you know what I mean? So let's see. I'll see how we can work it out. But send in your recommendations, your favorites and all of that. But let's get into this. Assume your posture and get this deep breathing going, because that's the most important part. Really, this whole program is about tapping into the source. So this is the most important part. Everything else, all the talk and all of that, that's letting yourself, open yourself up. But we gotta tap into the source. So let's get this started. Let me pull the volume down. Follow the instructions on the screen. You know how it goes. Do about 15 rounds. Repeat the mantras in your mind. Listen to them. Okay, how that feel? Write in the comments what you're feeling. How that practicing this every day. If you're not used to deep breathing, how is it feeling using this? If you're putting it to use in your waking meditations when you're out there, because that's the goal. It's easy to go up in the mountains and separate from society and reach a deep state, but can you do it when you got that neighbor shouting at you about parking your car too close, or you know what I mean? Somebody bumps into you somewhere, you know what I mean? Don't say excuse me. You know your triggers. Can you stay in that state when you're triggered? Because it takes work, it takes practice. That's what it's about, bringing it in so that you can return to that source voluntarily, and you can cut off that damn habitual emotional states that you go into. Notice when you go, your breathing is such, the science of breathing is so heavy. I'm telling you, that's the measurement of any culture. To me, that's the benchmark. If they got a science of breathing, we could start talking. If you're not talking about breathing, if you ain't got that as a foundation, then it's all mental. That's definitely not gonna give you the answer. Yes, you can see with this medical system, you let the mind take advantage. It's just a tool, the brain's just a tool. But the key piece is tapping into the chakras, activating the chakras, going deep through breathing, shutting down that sympathetic nervous system, that reaction, that emotional reaction, shutting that down. Deep breathing, man. Give thanks for the ancestors for passing that down to us so we can tap into it. Now I'm gonna catch up on some comments real quick, and then bring everybody on the stage. That's because we got a few people in the background participating. Now let's catch up real quick before we go to Jeremiah in here. Oh, goodness, got quite a few. She says, yeah, humble me. Bless up, Frenchie. I didn't even see you put it there, Toy. Yes. I think that was between the two. Redemption song. Yes, we could. We'll try. I'll try some redemption song. We'll try it. We'll see how we can go. Okay, Jeremiah, give thanks, Myers, for being in the place. Bless up, Myers. It was imperative for the slaveholders to bring the most gifted African peoples and Portuguese people to keep the island afloat. We are gifted, Very gifted. Tap in, people. Yes. Bless up, Myers. Toy sense a heart. Feeling woke and balanced. Yes. That's what the source is. That's our default state. That's the natural state, is balance. But you're not gonna get there through this. The solutions that come here, that's not the way. That's just gonna push you this way, that way. You know what I mean? Could have kept it going. Yes, that's it. That's it. It's difficult pulling out. Eventually, I think this is just going to be a breathe. When we're really tapped in, we just come in and breathe. The words, we can leave the words behind. Eventually, that's the vision. Peace, optimistic, encouraged, inspired. Yes, give thanks. Give thanks, Toy. Feeling peaceful. Jah works. Breath, breathe, love, breath, love. Yes, give thanks, Canterbury. And Pamela got the hang of it, thinking of how God breathed into us the breath of life. Yes, that's what it's talking about. That's what these words are talking about. The breath of life. Yes, give thanks for this, that feedback, these comments. Let's get into some conversation. We got my good brethren, Jay Silver. Bless up for being here, being a part of this, tuning in, giving me inspiration and encouragement. I appreciate you, man. Give thanks. Give thanks. I'll give you the opportunity to say a few words, but we're going to invite in sister, mother, healer, Sophia Cannoner also. So we got a little, we're coming full ways at you today. And possibly, I'm not sure, Jean Ann, I see you in the background, but you haven't put your mic and camera connected there. So I'm not sure if you want to talk. Let me know. Give me some. Did she mention anything? Right. So Sophia's in the UK. Bless up. All right. So let's start. Jay Silver, you want to say a little something about what you're feeling and what's going on with you?
Yes, Grand Rising. How's everyone this morning?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is peaceful. Peace and love, family.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Iman, just letting you know that I can't really see. I can hear you, but I can't see you or any of the other participants or what you're sharing on your screen.
You're still in the sharing on your phone is gonna be sharing the screen and all of that's gonna be a challenge on your phone. But
no problem.
You just you have to you just know you're welcome amongst good people.
Yeah.
Good
It's
thing.
always a pleasure to be amongst people and same-minded people. It's equivalent to I guess a service where people will get together and just uplift each other, and iron sharpens iron. So it's a very good platform that you've created here for, like you said, like-minded people to express their opinions. And sometimes in life, I'm pretty sure we all have noticed it, is that when you share your heavens with other people who are not exactly on the same frequency, they can deter you or try to hinder you from your growth. So it's important to not share your heavens with everyone, because people will look at you like you may be half crazy.
Yeah. You know how that goes with your studies in esoteric science and things. But
Yes.
Greece, bless up for that. We'll come back to you in a second. We're gonna let's let sister healer, mother Sophia, greetings. How you feeling? Oh, I don't hear your voice. Your mic's still on mute. If you can unmute your mic for.
Greetings, and I feel rested.
You feel rested. You feel rested. So you had a day to catch yourself and get acclimated, get used to the time difference.
Yeah, different energy.
Different energy. What's the weather like? What's all of that? How you?
It's quite sunny.
Okay.
But I'll share with you my journey. We made a few connections, obviously, through going through immigration, and I can share later if you want. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely. Yeah. As we go through and proceed through the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So the topic today, the topics around leadership versus teamwork. I had a greater than sign there, and my personal belief is that in this day and age, with technology that enables us to have access to information freely, to communicate freely, that leadership is not that big a factor as it used to be. That's the premise I'm going to put out there. But I want to hear from everybody else. How do you compare? What do we need in this day and age in order to come out of the circumstances we find ourselves in, particularly under the pandemic, when there's this almost bullying type attitude of I know best and I'm going to tell you what you need to do with yourself and go inside and stay inside and get the vaccine, and you know what I mean. People in Brother Frankie puts it simple with the this logical fallacy called appeal to authority. You want to speak on that a bit, Brother Frankie?
Sure. Yeah, I can jump into that really quickly. I'll pull it up on the. I'll try to pull it up so that everyone can see it first. Basically, logical fallacies are. Imagine going for a run, but you're running sideways. So you're not really using your body motion correctly in order to achieve the ends you're trying to meet. Well, logical fallacies are like wrong thinking, wrong ways of thinking, or wrong ways of reasoning. Mm-hmm. That's going to lead you to some sort of fallacy as well. So if we're talking about, I'll just hit the first one I see. It should be on this list. Appeal to authority. Mm-hmm. Let me find it first, and then I'll share it really quickly. Mm-hmm. So that I'm not. It's actually the third one on the list too. All right, let me share this here.
And I'm gonna get some. Let me get my musical set up. Get this rhythm in the background. Definitely need the vibes. Definitely a vibe. No, not the I'm gonna tell you. Back attention. You got it up yet? Yeah, not quite.
But while you get that,
while you getting that, I'm gonna run this track hot. This is Aki Baka from Midnight. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Midnight. We started with this when we first went into the idea of hurling this People's Commission of Inquiry. This was the theme song that started off. These lyrics are heavy. So while you're getting that pulled up and getting into
you can pull it up now so that people can read it while the music plays.
Okay.
If they can see it. Is it clear?
You may be able to zoom in a little bit more. Can you?
I should be able to.
And I'm gonna run this track. Listen to these lyrics. Listen to these lyrics. This song is so heavy. This is Midnight out of St. Croix. I became familiar with them when I first reached DC at Howard University. They used to play at this club called Cafe Bokum. This little West African bar, man. Chama. They are memories, man. 20 years old.
And you say they are mean to displace and destroy the population, but they are parallels and worse within my.
Now pull it up from the top. Listen to this track.
Pull it up and premium. Adversity forced them to attention. Tragedy forced them to mention that the tone of the discourse and the events upon the land correspond well fit like glove to hand. Hey, hey.
Yes, Vaughn Benjamin, rest in peace.
Questions into the distance. Copycat catastrophic contagion to control what you unleash before we get out of hand in the land. Violent rhetorical approach to metaphorical. The children cartoon dialogue is scathing and cynical. The approach to anything goes money making is surprisingly astutely clinical. As in the tightest of plan execution expectation. The collective intention show forth their disposition. Like tsunami and tornado and blizzard show forth their disposition. And you say they are mean to displace and destroy the population, but they are parallels and worse within man-made invention to displace and destroy the population, like surgically anesthetic environmental. The places where they keep the germ warfare and superior technological, architecturally unique up to par for observation, radioactive in their speech and acid tongue collaboration, to push all the art of all the earth into a fight or flee situation. They will equate it to ecological natural selection. Population control process without elimination. Instead of studying how to cultivate between the ebb and flow that is cyclical. Yes. Joseph of Israel vision for the period of Kemet was a plan. 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine. Pragmatic implementation of right word in crisis of Abanegad. The shining world example, Ethiopians have a war. The Ethiopians even for this person stretch out their hands, their hand to God. They come into lax for style, but now they value what they have. And if they really love you, then they say they love your body. Some things you have to balance.
Yes, and let that run in the background. Look it up on yourselves. You could definitely add that to your playlist. That's a big one. Aki Baka. Big tune. Attention. See, I run the music because the music, the consciousness has been in the music. Artists are already tapped in, right? They make that connection. That's what art is. And that's what this is about, facilitating flow. How do we make them connections so that you're not, your mind's functioning, but you're not, your focus is not in your mind. Your focus is in your body, in your aura. You know what I mean? You have the outer body's experiences. When you reach that flow state where artists live, that's what it's about. Whether you're a dancer, a movement, or a musician, it's that state that we need to go in more regular. So the music's the key. It's a big piece. But yes, let's get back to the conversation. Brother Frankie, you want to go up on this?
All right, so this is the appeal to authority fallacy. And I'll read this one, and then I'll read another one that's very important. So while appeals to authority are by no means always fallacious, they can quickly become dangerous when you rely too heavily on the opinion of a single person, especially if that person is attempting to validate something outside of their expertise. Mm-hmm. Getting an authority figure to back your proposition can be a powerful addition to an existing argument, but it can't be the pillar to your it can't be the pillar your entire argument rests on. Just because someone in a position of power believes something to be true doesn't make it true.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just read on the ad hominem really quickly if I could find it, because we jumped to the ad hominem too quickly, I think. And ad hominem means at the person.
Mm.
So let me just scroll down. I'm sure it's actually not. That's amazing.
It's not in the first, bro. It's like 25 of them, right?
I'll just type it directly in. So logical fallacies are flaws in logic, right? And that's a flaw in our reasoning and how we draw conclusions and make judgments, or even base our opinions.
But while you're pulling it up, I'm going to go to the comments real quick. We've got some heavy comments in here. Maya says, leadership does not mean domination. The world is always well supplied with people who wish to rule and dominate others. Yeah, power corrupts, man. The true leader is a different sort. He seeks effective activity, which has a truly beneficent purpose. His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie is a perfect example. I lead him from the front. Give thanks for that, Myers. Charlene says, Frenchie, I'm sorry, says, can we meet in person once this lockdown is over? We'd love to see all of you. Bless up. Yes. We definitely got to organize some things and put on some events and keep this collective growing, right? She says she's not from the island, but in love with the island and its people. Give thanks. We love you too, Frenchie. Canterbury says germ warfare in the track. That's a big piece of that track. If you listen to this music, this guy's got so much music. Aki Baka has so much music, so much consciousness came through this individual or this group, because Midnight was a whole group. You know what I mean? It's amazing, man. It's amazing how in tune this song was with what we're going through right now. But yeah, continue on, my brother.
So just to back the previous fallacy, this is the ad hominem fallacy, which often is used, and mainly from my point of from my belief or my perspective, it's a sort of a knee-jerk reaction from a position of a victim mentality. So in an argument or a debate, so ad hominem, attacking the person. This fallacy occurs when, instead of addressing someone's argument or position, you irrelevantly attack the person or some aspect of the person who is making the argument. The fallacious attack can also be direct to membership in a group or institution. So everyone can go out there and just type these things in, logical fallacies, and research on their own. But I just wanted to bring that to the forefront, because as we attempt to resolve issues, we have to make logical reasoning, logical decisions that's going to reach the truth, and therefore our best ways to move forward. And logical fallacies is something that everyone should study on, because it actually helps to correct thought. Just like a dance instructor helps to correct movement, there are proper ways to move, so that you can avoid injury, for example. So there are proper ways to think so that you can avoid fallacious results, or wrong conclusions, or bad choices. So logical fallacies is a good thing for anyone to study. So I just wanted to share that really quick.
Yes, give thanks for that. Give thanks, because this I'm started a good bit of logic myself, and the benefit is what it enables you to do. You can put your whole language, the ability to construct a sentence in order, right? And even calculate and estimate. It's all based on logic. It's based on these principles that are the fundamental way of thinking. And if you can frame it right, then your thinking is more likely going to be effective. And that's a key piece of it, being effective. That's how do we be effective in this day and time? And we have technology, we have the opportunities to share information like this. How can we be effective in this day and age? This is a key piece where we want to tap into. We got a comment real quick. Let me go to these comments. I think, yeah, we got you back in. Let me get you back on the screen. Although this is going to block most of our faces. This comment's a big comment. Canterbury says, may you play Old Rube? Okay, yes. Safe. Love is Among, or How I and I by Midnight, please, brother. Yes, whenever possible. The teachers may no longer be walking amongst us, but their teachings are engraved in stone. Legacy intact. Give thanks for that. Yeah, I'm going to pull that up and jump into that. But yeah, logical fallacies and the ability to connect your thoughts together so that you know that your thinking's effective. When your thinking's not effective, when you get caught up in these fallacies, these errors in thinking, and before you know it, you're constructing these thought patterns off of faulty thinking, and then you put emotion behind it, and your beliefs behind it, and rest on that, but it's shaky ground because you haven't established that the effectiveness of your thinking underneath. So logic is a big piece. It's a big piece in doing this. But we want to, in general, continue on the conversation around leadership versus teamwork, and how we get this to work together. Do we need a leader to step forward in this day and time to come and take the reins and guide us into this next phase of humanity, this next, the paradigm shift that we're going to make? Do we need a leader to come forth and take us there? Or do we need to realize that together, working together, we can move mountains, right? That's the premise I put forward. I've got a couple little images to share that'll have us reflect on how thinking goes wrong, right? The fact that canned food, toxic chemicals, and store-bought hand sanitizers are out of stock, yet fresh fruit, vegetables, and herbs are fully stocked shows that humans have no idea how the immune system works. This is the issue. This is where the logic is just not taking place. These are simple things. Simplicity, right? If you're thinking effectively, if you're constructing your thinking based on solid principles, you wouldn't be rushing to
it strengthens your mind, right? So just like if you strengthen your body, you can avoid physical illness. When you strengthen your mind, you can avoid mental illness. And we're actually seeing a lot of mental illness, but we don't recognize it for what it is. We see it around us every day, but we don't recognize it for what it is. Think of it. We can't have a population of physically ill people, but mentally well. If one comes with the other. You can't separate the two. So what we see right in front of us, mentally ill, mental illness, because we're mentally weak. We are, our faculty of thought is weak, right? So if we strengthen that faculty, we won't be as easily led astray as well.
This is it. Yeah, it's like any muscle. You got to build it up. Well, Simon said he agrees. Definitely, absolutely agrees. Give thanks, Simon, for tuning in. Yeah, propaganda. Oh, you want me to play propaganda, or you just talking about propaganda? Because propaganda is a big one too. Yeah, they cultivate ignorance. That's a big piece. They cultivate ignorance, and cultivate is a big. We talked about it a bit yesterday. The root of that word, cultivate, and culture. You know what I mean? Just like you cultivate plants outside. They cultivate in our minds thoughts that are weak, and we build on those weak thoughts. And before you know it, you're out there doing things that are completely irrelevant to health and your immune system, like this type of behavior, rushing in the grocery store, fighting over toilet paper, and the lemons and the guava and all of that sitting, you know what I mean, bananas and grapefruit, all of that sitting there going bad. It just don't make no sense. Our thought processes are just so irregulated, right? We need to unite, come together as one in order to make an effective paradigm shift. Yes, the power in numbers. This is it. But the power in numbers along logical thinking. This is kind of what I'm putting forward, as opposed to a leader that comes forward, this magnanimous person that's just everybody rallies around the leader. Let's rally around principles. Let's rally around logical thinking. You know what I mean? And then once we're under that banner, they can't take out the leader, because once they take out the leader, they target the leader, they take out the leader, then the whole movement falls. So we need a movement based on principles and values. Then they don't know who to take out. They can't take us all out at one time. You know what I mean? And if they do, all it does is make the movement even stronger when you're building on them type of fundamentals. Just gonna go into the comments a bit and engage everybody. Yes, you could definitely run that track. Yeah, propaganda is a big one. But I think you was talking about the way they cultivate these erroneous thoughts in our minds and fill us with fear. See, fear is the emotional response to logical fallacies, right? That's what you're building on. You build these erroneous thoughts, And the way to defend it is through fear, because you're not standing in strength. When you're standing in strength, you're confident that you know what you're standing on. And fear is you don't even go into that first space because you're confident, right? You know what you're talking about. You know what you're believing. It's a big pieces, man. Yes, culture. Yes, emphasizing the cult. They manipulate code to make you think that it's, you know what I mean, it's this negative thing, but it's just about us coming together based on principles and living that lifestyle. We in Rastafarianism, we call it, whatever that really is. But the idea is that we cultivate a livity, right? We come together and promote, and you know what taps into this concept too? The idea of terrain theory, right? That is in the environment that fosters healthy living, right? So we need healthy environments. We need to have healthy spaces for our children to grow up in and to develop. I see you shaking your head, Sophia. You want to contribute? You got a word? Or I think it's still on mute.
Yeah. The environment, and I'm all about going even further back to how our babies, how our women are stripped of their power. We just give it away. The environment of the mother sends those messages to the baby. The baby takes everything in, and so if we are stressing our mothers, then the baby already comes out stressed. So we need to really take care of our women, and that has to change from that state. Like, we give the women in Bermuda have, in our culture, in our community, our women are not taken care of. They think they are, but they're not being taken care of. They're being groomed to bring forth not intelligent life. Because they're not being treated holistically in the times of leading up to their childbearing years, in their childbearing years, during pregnancy, during birth, and then immediately the baby's taken away to be given drugs. That's all I'm going to say. I just gather the women, come together, understand what's going on.
Yes,
shelter us.
You're tapped in on some big principles there. The divine feminine, and like I said, today is Friday in the Kemetic tradition that I participate in. Represents head to root, that sweetness, that lovingness that comes from deep within. It's that feminine energy, and we don't cultivate that. So we what happens is, people talk about in Bermuda that females have the more dominant, right? But I think it's because they have been and you can correct me on this, females come in and guide me, because a guy talking about girls is always going to be complicated. But I think that females so Western society treats the feminine so poorly that due to their strength, they respond and are now manifesting this energy that is counterproductive to motherhood, to healing, to nurturing. And so now we're in this battle, masculine and feminine battling each other, as opposed to cooperating and working together holistically. These are big concepts that we're going to try to find solutions for and let it to germinate in our children, right? To the comments, yes. So you agree that is that on track?
Yes. And gathering the women.
Yes.
Bringing us together. Women have to gather, and we need to speak truth to each other.
Yeah, this is gigantic, right? Bringing the women together, giving them safe spaces, and so sister circle or circle of women, you welcome her whenever. So let me put this out. Let me take this opportunity. Do you want to go the full 7 days this week? Because we're all on lockdown. Are we gonna take the weekend off? Normally this is a Monday to Friday thing, but tomorrow and Sunday if we're here. You know what I mean? I'll be here at 9 a.m. if you want to join me and continue contributing and building this energy up, right? Working on those breathing skills. We'll keep it going tomorrow and Sunday. You know what I mean? And keep it going. Keep the momentum building. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna pull this Aki back up one more time. Let that run while I run that. Look for that other track. Let's just engage the comments still and keep because they're building up. Toy says that's the one thing the current system does not teach you: how to cultivate your mental, physical, emotional well-being. Yes, they don't. They don't have a system of breathing. This Western society does not train you how to breathe. You can see that because Western medical system will tell you put a mask on to prevent a virus spreading. that thinking is erroneous from the beginning. It's a fallacy there because breathing is the key to well-being on so many levels. It's ridiculous. To feel that joy and that happiness and peace, to promote the flow of endorphins that'll stimulate your immune system. All of that requires good oxygenation. And they're telling you limit your oxygenation. These are big pieces, right? Comments are coming here. Frenchie says, I'm a hybrid form of human. I am a hybrid form of a human, I think. I carry many cultures in my blood, okay, but I still belong to the human race. Culture is one. Yes, give thanks for that, Frenchie. Yes, we are one. We are one being. We're called a human being. This species is called human being for a reason. We are one. That's why we can, don't matter where you come from. You could be Japanese, and a pygmy out of that's a derogatory term. Sugar. So the sun, yeah, the Khoi sun.
The Twa, huh?
Auditois people, yeah. Auditois is the language, but yeah,
okay.
Yeah, the Khoi people, yes, Twa. It's same thing. Language. That's a big thing referring to the language or the what they call themselves. But yes, there's people they can so separate it, right? But yet they can still reproduce, right? We are all one. It don't matter, make a difference what part of this globe you're from. If you're a human being, you can reproduce, right? That means we are compatible. That means we really come from one seed. And genetic studies are showing that we are more than 99.999% the same. The amount of change in genes between somebody in from Ireland and somebody from, you know what I mean, the whole other side of the globe is just a fraction of the whole genome that we carry. The rest is all the same. All the same. And there's more differentiation in Africa than it is across the whole globe. We'll get into that a little deeper. Not going too much into the science. Let's stay on the vibes. Stay on the vibes. Pull me in when I get out of control.
Sorry, that's my job,
yeah. Keep me on track, cause I'll go.
Yeah, let the artist, the brother Silver, speak for a minute if he wants to chime in. I know he ain't probably got much time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So one person, one heart. What universe? Uni means one, correct? Right. And so we're all part of the great human heart, right? So when you do wrong, or when you think wrong, basically, or if you wish someone wrong, you're basically wishing wrong upon yourself. You're basically digging a hole for yourself to fall in. So you're right. We have to embrace the oneness in all of us. As far as fear, just touching back on fear, like you said, fear is a dark room where negatives are developed. Fear has life itself. So once you give fear momentum, it can actually become it can become like part of your soul, and it will just eat you internally from the inside out. So and also with the women, like Sister Sophia said, we all have a feminine and a masculine within us also. So within every man, there's the feminine entity also. So if you're not willing to tap into your own feminine side, not in a way that's deemed perverted or whatever the sense may be, but you have to honor the feminine within you also to be able to see the feminine in the next person. And also the woman has the masculine within her, so she has to honor the masculine within her to be able to see it in someone else also. So those are very important attributes: the positive, the negative, the masculine, the feminine. electric, magnetic. You know what I mean? So all those things work together to make us who we are, because we are essentially positive and negative, right? We're just basically wired like a battery. So yeah, I don't want to go too much into anything else, but I just wanted to touch base on what you guys were talking about there.
Yes. As you're speaking, you're talking about that the complementariness of us, right? We got these complementary yin and yang, positive, negative, electric, and yes, definitely. I got this track. Got this track here. This is Old Rev. I'm going to the tune. The Canterbury was requesting her.
That's how we the old road. You leave a barrel hanging a day. Wickedness must pass it away. As well as it fully shall must be paid. Termination about begin. The iris perching lion yap and whirlwind. Man come reverberate as one accord. Respect what bless man as yes my lord. Respect what bless man as yes my lord. Respect what bless man as yes my lord.
I'm gonna pull that up. This is a big tune, Old Rev by Midnight.
By the water's edge, nation by the water's edge, by the water's edge. Well, when the ear and eat, when the ear and eat, that's how we the old road.
Listen to the consciousness.
Wickedness must pass it away. As well as it fully shall must be paid. Termination about begin. The iris perching lion yap and whirlwind. Man come reverberate as one accord. Respect what bless man as yes my lord. Respect what bless man as yes my lord. Respect what bless man as yes my lord. It's not illusion but we fall so hard. That's how we the love. That's how we the love. You live up our hand in a day. Wickedness must pass it away. As well as it fully shall must be paid. Oh. Simply could be goodness over matter was wonder. Flu season, golden apple and carambola. Jaffa without your balance in the seasonal answer. Perfection, flush and that's the answer. Bogata, earth from the body Japan solar. Birth, hideaways pie to be much more rather. Broke next speed, we go vicious over. Level out a greedy, come sample overs. That's away the love. That's away the love. You leave up our hand in a day. Wickedness shall pass it away. As well as it fully shall must be paid. Various chalk outline with the school bus park. Lack of eye contact, regulate bound back up. Tick incubator, alingum, allows frankincense and blankets. A ganja smokes around the ark. Fatter earth moving, that's the living scripture. Regulate man to menial tasks. About the boss, about the task. That's already your love. That's already your love. You leave up our hand in a day. Wickedness must pass it away.
That's a big tune. Give thanks for that recommendation, Canterbury. We'll try to catch the other ones. Toy, recommend it, but I don't want the stream to go, so I might have to save them to the end toy to so when we're on our way out anyway. You know what I mean? If they shut us down, well, so be it. You know, some of them songs I didn't have the rights to, but this midnight we go run. Midnight's free. Midnight's about the consciousness. So we continue the conversation and build on these ideas, right? What is leadership? What does it take? What do we need in this day and time? So some of them comments I was putting up on the screen, but let's go into the depths a little bit. Mao says she's one of the fundamental parts of the circle of women. She says we can't rely on the system to teach us anything anymore, right? And this is a colonial system. We should have never relied on it at all anyway. Should have dismantled this thing soon as here in Bermuda, soon as we took over. Regardless, they have revealed themselves. There are enough of us in the community that know the natural principles. I'll run that again. There are enough of us in the community that know the natural principles. Coming together to share is the next step, and this is what we're doing right here, right? This is what this is. Yes. Yeah, give thanks, Myers. Word, sound, power. You know that. Yes, Canterbury. You know that. I see you got a mic in here. I don't know if that's you or I'm looking at your avatar there. Are you a musician? Talk to us. Mary, give thanks for being in this space. Give thanks, Mary. Bless your soul. You're Mary Magdalene. If we worked on teaching our men also of their worth, right? This is a major issue. This is the reflection to the other conversation we had last Friday on the violence, right? Why is there so much violence amongst our youth, which is really spilled over into the females too? It's like our young ladies are right embroiled in the same mess. But if we work on teaching our men also of their worth, we can help reduce the need for the people to be in the streets killing each other. This is it. Yes, you're right on track. I'm not just Mary talking about Mal. Mal comes back and says, how can each one of us be accountable? Right? For example, if you know someone who doesn't eat healthy and you do, share, right? Share your healthy food. Let them try it out. Not in a you know what I mean, in a judgmental way. You don't have to condemn them for that choices and where the space they're at, right? Allow that evolution to take place, but plant a seed in them and help them, show that you got options. Veganism or you know what I mean. I'm a whole foodist. I just try to eat, so it's not out of a package. But hey, it's a struggle in Bermuda. Getting good, healthy, nutritious produce. It's not easy. That's why I'm definitely heading east. Soon as with all of this situation, I'm going east. But yes, give thanks for that contribution. Let's continue in the conversation.
I'd like to pick up where Mel left off right there when she was telling everybody to be a leader. I think that's important, right? Because if we're not being the leader of our own selves, right, then how can we recognize leaders in anyone else? So for the most people are not leading their own life or recognize the leader within themselves. That is, love themselves, having knowledge of themselves. So how can they recognize that in anyone else? I've studied engineering, so I'm pretty confident that I can see the good engineers out there and the good mechanics, and I can kind of pick that out when I see other people's work and whatnot. But I need to know engineering in order to make that call. I can't pick out a good leader if I don't know how to be a leader myself as well. So what we're seeing is a direct result of people not knowing themselves. Mm-hmm. And therefore they're just picking just anybody, like anybody. They're picking the glitter where there's no gold, right? They're just picking the glitter. Mm-hmm. So that's because they don't recognize the gold in themselves. So they won't see the gold in anybody else. So what the mother was saying was about teaching the youths love themselves and raising them with their self-awareness and their self-confidence, then they'll be looking up to people who they can recognize those traits in as well, rather than just looking up to who they're trained to look up to.
That's it. This is solid pieces. Let's go real quick. Got a big comment in here. I think it tags on to what you're saying there. By another co-host. I'm not sure if it's able to come here, but Dr. Roots says, can the panel, which includes person involved in the health paradigm, offer their views on deaths that have been reported in the media as a result of COVID? This reporting is sure to bring some level of fear and paranoia amongst the local population. Do you want to reflect on the numbers? It's not so much the statistical part, because we're gonna go heavy. I'm lining up a statistician for Tuesday to really go into these numbers and how it's broken down. But does anybody want to comment there on the death toll and how they emphasize the death toll and how it promotes this paranoia? Yeah, you look like you want to say something, Scrap. Yeah.
Well, not to go too far into that and not to put myself in the spotlight, but I have seen maybe one or two instances where people have elderly people who have had underlying medical conditions who have gone on to take their vaccination, where ultimately it accelerates whatever their underlying medical condition was, and their untimely demise is very soon after that second dose. Now, I'm not saying this is true, but that has been something that me and one or two people have noticed. And so, like I said, to refrain from getting myself into any sort of issue with that, I wouldn't go too farther than that.
Too much rather than that. And really, I was going to offer something on this death toll and the fear that they program into us. Sophie, I see you're going up on the in the chat there. Do you want to offer that? You want me to turn this into banners on the screen, or you just want to share and elaborate on your experience?
If that comes up.
Okay.
About the death. Is there any way that we can reach out to the families of the deceased?
That we definitely. I specifically. I need to ask the Gene was her. How did they report my cousin Clint's death? Need to ask if it was reported in those numbers. They don't give us access to the statistics that to really be able to validate, but I'm sure if amongst us in the group here, we can try to make that happen and get a contribution of someone that they were involved somehow with COVID death, and get some clarity on that. Let's see. We got some more comments. The Toy says, take me east with you. Yes, because I'm definitely working on that Black Star liner. Whether it's going to be a flight or worst case, because if they keep talking about these passports, that's a level we can go up on. Okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. Got the music up. All right, let me put the music down. Got my co-host in the background giving me the other co-host giving me how it's coming across in the on that side. So yes, we're working on this Black Star lineup, some sort of a pipeline so that we can make it back east, right? Turn this back around, because I think we would. But the globes are our whole environment. We, as humans, wherever we find ourselves is home. But I'm definitely called to these. I feel a call into that Nile Valley, particularly the source of the Nile Valley, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda. That region is just calling me. I've got to make that sojourn and connect myself. So we're working on it. Let's see if we can get that pipeline going, because if they're talking about these vaccine passport type operations and make it emphasizing that we need to be thinking of our own transport that's going to be for us that are not vaccinated. So we're going to prepare. Because if we sit and wait and are reactionary, we will definitely be left out. And I'm not trying to be stuck on this rock. That is for sure. Let's go on to some more of the comments. Blessings fam, I'm a musician, bro. Yes, I'm working on my craft. I'm chasing my flow state every day. This is what I'm talking about. Well, you are welcome here. We might even get a little freestyle action towards the end here. No Silver before he leaves. He might want to put a little something together. See if we got a rhythm together. You know, we go up on some sessions. This is my freestyle spar. We box on the regular. We lyrical box on a regular, right? You know, I mean, I'm his sparring partner. I catch blues. I'm amateur compared to the real musician, but we go at it. Yes, give thanks for that. I want to serve all of you and carry a message of truth and love. I'm going to be realizing my music very soon. The time is nigh. Well, look, you can come offer it here. We're going to offer it. This is a musical space. Also, music is the key. You bring that to the table. Yes. Toy says, has COVID really been the primary cause of death, or was it the vaccine or the underlying health conditions? We don't know. We don't. I'm convinced. Look, COVID don't kill anybody. That's a fact. Viruses don't kill people. It's these misnomers that go on. Viruses do not kill people. They do not want to kill their host. That's anti-survival for a virus. So it just goes against their paradigm.
Viruses are not living. Let's make sure we put that out there. They are not alive, right? So when we're using words like kill, we're using it connotatively. We're just talking about stopping reproduction of. So we use kill instead of saying all of that, because remember, in virology, a virus is replicated inside the cell. That means the cell takes the information and copies it and then spits it back out. So a virus is not a living entity. So I just wanted to put that out there so that we can continue to have correct trains of thought. And we need to be able to pick out the connotative linguistics versus the denotative linguistics. That means words where you know, English is very powerful. That's why poetry goes to a next level in English than it does with any other language on the earth, right? Because it's so connotatively, you can use words that can carry long chain of meaning. So you can say one thing and it can mean a whole paragraph of something else. So being that we have this powerful tool, we need to use it properly. This is why music this is why music is so powerful, in particular of the arts. Mm-hmm. Words are power, right? So we need to make sure that we are using them properly, and also that we understand them so that we're not led astray by them. So I just wanted to put that out there really quickly, but you know, I don't want to stop the conversation.
No. This is all flow. It's all flow. You're tapping right in the key piece. How we use language, logic has a fundamental piece in that, as you referred to. You know, that's your foundation, and it's a key in understanding any statement. Right? It has to be constructed logically, and the words carry the meaning. As you talk about connotative versus denotative. Right, language has this metaphorical use, right? This metaphor where you can take one meaning and extend it to mean so many other things, right? In poetry,
yeah, exactly. And this is why the English language, though many of us want to throw it away, it's we're like throwing away gold right here, because this language you can travel the world with. Mm-hmm. There's no other language you can only know one language and go everywhere and communicate with everybody.
Well, that's due to the colonial mentality.
Whatever it's due to, the fact remains that this language that we use is powerful, and if we master it, we can use it to our own benefit. So wherever it came from, it's not. That's an ad hominem, for example. Mm-hmm. We're dismissing it because of who we perceive it came from. So we have to master what we have. This is also throwing the baby out with the bathwater, right? Because this baby came in some dirty water, we're gonna just throw it all out, right? So this is the type of thinking that I'm just offering myself up as a resistance against. So every now and then I might chime in with something like that. It's because it's out of love. You know what I mean? That I really want people to stop being taken for a fool. And we are, because we don't understand the spells, as Princess Can said. We don't understand the spells that we're using and the spells that are being cast on us. Right? It was a comment I want to bring some quick attention to before I chime back out.
Yes.
Simon Horrell here. We need to live We need to live in harmony with our planet and the future. That one there, yeah. So really quickly, I want to put this little piece of information out there that the nature, the theme of nature is cooperation. It's not competition. We've been trained to believe it's competition, but in fact, it's cooperation. It's a chain of life, a cycle, I should say, of life. And it takes the cooperation of every particular organism in that cycle. Everything depends on everything else. Let's put it that way. So with that basic concept in mind, we can look at now microbiology a different way, microbes a different way, and understand that form of life exists for a reason, right? So it kills 99.9% of germs when only 0.01% of germs are dangerous is not a good thing now, is it? What are the other 99% of germs doing then? And I'm killing them too?
And yes.
Right, so the basic theme of nature is cooperation, not competition. So I'm just going to bounce back out because I could talk for very long. Those who know me know that.
It's all blessed. Oh, blessed. We definitely want to keep up with the comments coming in. We got a lot coming in here. And the panel can reflect on each of them as I pull them up. Okay, so Mal says, and it's a journey and a practice, but we have to start, right? Now is the time. Yes, this is why we're here. Mal, this is it. We're right here doing it. People do not understand death and therefore fear it. Understanding death is as a transition of energy and is not the end. It is a trauma only for those of us that remain on this earthly plane. Yes, give thanks for that. We ancient cultures had a far better understanding of death as a transition of energy, that that this earth gives birth to it and it takes us back in. It's just a cycle of life, right? Akuna Matata. We got Camila Nati says freedom. Freedom Airways is offering options. Yeah, we talked about that last time, right? Let's see if we could get that going in the Telegram, because I'm not sure if Jan, she sent me something in the Facebook. It's easier if you send it in Telegram, but I'm gonna try to pull this image up from Jan. She is in communicating on directly Messenger with me. We can also partake in childers together. That's what we're gonna work on. Let's get this group together and let's do some traveling together. Let's organize groups. We can do tours, guided tours, healing sessions. We got healers in this space. We got musicians in this space. Let's get this. The potential is enormous. Camila says the Dr. Lawyer World Freedom Alliance Group website has details on. Okay, that's the connection. I got you. Okay, we need to go up on that. Canterbury says, yeah, wow, bro, I'm game. I'm always looking for the freedom style. Yeah, well, that's what we run. We could definitely get into some towards the end of the show. Let's see if we can get some rhythms going and get a little action. Charlene, Frenchie, my bad. I'm working on gathering and attracting financial abundance to us. We are financially free together. Yes, I'm making connections to get the financial flow going to what we are not limited to. what we can do, right? We're not limited to what we can do, because with the finance just enables, right? It's just a movement of resources. I would like to see us trading amongst each other and offering our services, you know what I mean? Through the Telegram we can start, and through the website. There's also dCyfa.com, and offer a tab and have businesses registered. And let's start to build a co-op, right, of businesses that we're going to exchange with each other resources, and look to that first, you know what I mean? So if we got carpenters in that group, we got plumbers in that group, we got therapists in that group, we got people distributing herbs in that group, we can move our resources amongst each other. The sources, we got the resources, we just got to tap in and use it together. Give thanks for this contribution. You want to contribute there, Sophie?
I just wrote something earlier about the comadronas and the women who feel chosen for the role. It's in other cultures it's called midwifery, but comadronas are women who feel chosen for this role and have learned midwifery primarily through practical experience and guidance from their own mothers. So their responsibilities include prenatal care, birth attendance, postpartum care for newborns and babies, and they are respected authorities in their communities and important confidants for pregnant women. They usually do not receive formal payment for their services, but instead are given what families can afford.
Okay, so we need to incorporate that. Let me see how much.
Beginning.
Let me see. I'm gonna try to put this into several banners and get it going up so people can see. Yes, and you can continue to comment on it. Is there anything else along that idea?
I would like to call on the midwives who are already in Bermuda to start teaching women how to do it, how to connect to themselves. And to grow a community of women who are not fearful of their bodies, but to come together. Like if we have lawyers and doctors, why don't we have midwives in our communities anymore that are holistic and bringing us together? Instead, we go away to the obstetricians who are, specialists, surgeons. We don't have people who are bringing in babies anymore in our community.
And that's a significant piece. Give thanks for that contribution. So we can get that component of the website working and get that networking going and give them a space so they can feel confident. Just as you sisters came forward and testified on Wednesday and continued, we want to just keep this energy going. The divine feminine needs to be manifested. Give thanks for the presence in this space and the comments. Keep the comments coming. We got okay, let me see. She says Francie says, including having our own transportation across the oceans. Yes, this is it. This is key. Look, we are going to build. We're going to set this pipeline up, and we're going to get back and forth and get the transport of resources. We can take people going east, because if you don't know, the shift is changing from the west to the east, and we want to be a part of that paradigm shift, not just in terms of physical reality, but the mental reality. The mental reality is shifting to the east too, in terms of returning to those cultures, those ancient cultures which originate or have the origin there. Even in the west too, though, not the modern west. When we look at ancient, Aztec and Olmec civilizations, not to differentiate geographically so much as we're talking about time. Western civilization in the modern sense, in the last 400, 500 years, what they have contributed to this reality is been nothing but colonialism and destruction. That is the manifestation of this reality. So facing east is a mental thing too. So Princess Can, give thanks for being in this space. I think this is a first. Bless up Princess Can for being here. Words are spells, so you have to be careful when you put what you put into the universe and when into the universe. Yes, words are spells, literally. Mao says, the stress caused from prolonged fear can hasten one's transition, sadly. This is why breathing is so important. It's fundamental. Reduces the stress and turns on the parasympathetic system. Yes, it upregulates the parasympathetic, the rest and ruminate, or regulate, you know what I mean? All right, rest and digest. Yes. Thank you for encouraging this. You know that. We're tapped in. It's about using these resources that we have. This is Francie again, including the tools that were imposed on us. Yes, I think she's referring to the same concept that Brother Frank is speaking of. That all resources, whatever we find at our hands, let's use it to the advancement of humanity. Don't throw away what can be used, what can be beneficial. I definitely agree and support that. Language we did not choose, or money we did not need, but now we have to use them to our advantage. Big up for that, Frenchie. You are right, tapped in. Goodness. I was talking about Canterbury. Yeah, you know what? I did a freedom style the night before lockdown. Can I send the audio for you to play? Definite. What do you mean? Can you say that's what this is about? Yeah, send it. We gotta get you in the Telegram. Let me pull up the Telegram links real quick. So he could see how to reach us. You can use that Telegram. Will get you to the main Telegram chat, and I can redirect you from there. I need to put in my personal one also, so you can send a message directly to me. But that'll get you to the main Telegram broadcast where we send the link out and any topics that we have on a daily and weekly basis. You see it running across the bottom of the screen. I'll leave it there so you can connect. So send link there, and you know what? I'm gonna have to put up another one while we're talking. I'm gonna pull up another one because there you actually can't post there. That's a channel, and you can only comment. I don't know if you're on Telegram, Canterbury, but that's the easiest way to send me the music. But if you want to just send it in Facebook, I'm got Facebook open and I can go into the two. Let me get through these comments really quickly, and then pull up what Jan sent. Jan sent an image, and I think she wants us to reflect on that. Let me finish this one. I'm going to get real vulnerable as an artist, but as a man, I'm hurting, bro, for all of us. I'm going to share my perfect imperfection. If you allow me, this goodness, man. I feel where you're coming from. I feel your energy. I feel that we all need this in this time. This is a safe space for sharing, for being authentic. Be your authentic you. Tap into you. Be authentic. This is what we're trying to accomplish here. But we are accomplishing. And give thanks for that contribution. Yes, give thanks, Princess Kan. Yeah, so it's I'll send it in the chat so that let me post my. I'm gonna pull it up in the chat. I'm gonna pull up another track real quick. I got this. This is I'm gonna pull this up from the top. This is Balance from Ras Tweed. Listen to this tune. I'm gonna run this tune from the top and play it.
We need more love and less greed. It's time for humanity to plant a new seed. New seed will bring to release the strain, creating a balanced direction to ease up the pain. Blessing. Balance on earth. Balance on this sphere where our mothers give birth. Balance, that's what we need to help us grow and proceed. When we say balance on earth. Balance on this sphere where our mothers give birth. Balance, that's what we need to help us grow and proceed. I come to talk about the young and the young. Too much imbalance across our nation. Through the wickedness of European, creating division, mind destruction. We say the year is 1492. European vex start bubble and screw. Send them soldiers and pirates of war. They went too far. Oh, balance on earth. Balance on this sphere where our mothers give birth. Balance, that's what we need to help us grow and proceed. I come to talk about the yang and the yin. Too much bad mind, too much mind suffering. Through the wickedness of church and state, creating illusion and religious hate. We see the year is 1871. We fight for the riches of Africa begun. Germs and steel and domination. That we under. When we say balance, balance, balance of earth, balance on this sphere where our mothers give birth. Balance, balance, that's what we need to help us grow and proceed. When we say balance, balance, balance on earth, balance on this sphere where our mothers give birth. Balance, balance, that's what we need to help.
I don't know how that track
Go
is.
and proceed. Grow and proceed. Come make me plant your seed. Grow and proceed. See.
I think I'm doing too much in the background. Skipping a little bit. But yes, balance what we need. Balance on this earth. So I'm posting the link to the bio warfare chat for you, Frenchie, which is the main discussion group that we're currently focused on, but there's several other ones. Once you get in there, I can redirect you to some of the other groups that might be more fitting for this particular conversation. But it's flexibility there. Let me go back. Let's see. Let's pull up. So the issue is, let's return to, let me see, there's a comment just came in. Okay, she's in. All right. So the basic, we're talking about leadership and comparing it to leadership versus teamwork. What's effective leadership? What does it look like? Let's shift a little bit to what are the characteristics of effective leadership? What do you think needs to be displayed by our leader specifically? Let's kind of do like a what they call it, a word map, or you know what I mean? What characteristics come to mind? What do you think is the principal characteristic we need for leadership in this day and time? Right, brother Maya's body, and let me go back to Maya's comment earlier on. But if anybody wants to jump in on that in the panel, what characteristics?
Yeah, I mean, I think an important attribute of a leader is humility.
Mm-hmm.
And transparency. So I think Brother Frankie, or one of the panelists, said earlier that if you want to see somebody's true character, give them power. And no truer words have ever been said, I believe. And then with power comes corruption. So, you know, it's a slippery slope. But yeah, I definitely believe humility, transparency. And then Brother Frankie also said, so like he said, also turning your vices into virtues, right? So, you know, overcoming your lower self and transmuting that lead into gold so that you can become an example. Because a lot of people do know the way, but they can show it, and any brick on the end of a wall can show the way to go. But do you actually take up that challenge and walk the way? So, you know, do you become, like you said, do you become a living example? You know what I mean? So that's important, humility and transparency, I believe.
I think you covered it. There's some significant, or if not the most important factor. I definitely took the words out of my mouth. I don't have any further addition to that. Anybody else want to piggyback off of that, or what do you say, camelback off of that? Brother Frankie refers to.
Yeah, camelback. Camelback. That's what I use with my children, right? I say, look, don't. You can call me a camel, just don't call me a pig. Yeah. so you can get a camelback, right? Sure.
Well, continuing on that idea, what do you think other? Or just expanding on that.
Absolutely. I agree with that. You know, transparency. Well, unfortunately, right now, our leaders, or who most of us recognize as being our leadership, is like secrets, and that's like the most important thing at that level. Most of what they do is withhold information at this point. So transparency is totally lost in a sense, especially when the messages are veiled in these words, that these words that can easily be interpreted different ways, and the way it is. So I agree that transparency, because without transparency, you cannot test the trust that is these people have been endowed with, right? A leader has been endowed with a lot of trust, and trust is actually the foundation of a leadership. If the people who you are leading, because they cannot see they haven't chosen the direction, right? But they're following the leader who they have chosen. They have to trust that where they're going. They have to trust that they're not being led off a cliff. And without transparency, you cannot challenge the trust, right? You cannot. The trust can still be there, but it cannot be disproven in a sense. So I agree with the brother on that one. That transparency is a huge part of leadership, quality leadership, and humility, of course, because the humility will show up with the transparency.
This is look. You just tied it together in a mystical way. It took me in a vision that a true leader makes himself vulnerable and allows the you know what I mean, that is human, that is not above and beyond you, that is right there with you, you know what I mean, involved in the movement, not separate. They don't separate themselves from the movement. They're right integrated into it.
In the medieval days, we see these fantasies and whatnot. The king is right up there at the front of the pack, like he's on the front lines in the war.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The leader, he's right there. He's actually leading the charge. He calls the charge. He's the one up the front who starts the battle.
You know what? Let me. Yes, he's right in front and prepared to die for the cause, right? Whereas these guys, they call themselves leader. They ain't going down with no ship. They're the first ones off. They're the first ones off. You know what I mean? And that's what's missing. That's what we're lacking, is that connection to these true leadership values. We're imitating, examples that are defunct, that are not functional. They're not working.
I play a game. I play chess with my youths, right? And so when I started teaching them, I immediately added a different rule. Either we played matriarch chess or patriarch chess, just to bring the idea of another way, matriarchy versus patriarch to the psyche, to the consciousness.
Hey, so hold up, man.
That's interesting.
You just broke up. That was a whole shift.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I took it in a different way just now. But it's only to bring the mother back into this, because I was thinking that on that line of the king being up the front, the only difference with the matriarch chess now is that it's the queen who has to get captured. She's actually protected, and the king is the one that moves all over the place. You see what I mean? So we just shift the roles of the king and the queen, and now it's the matriarch that you have to get in checkmate to actually win or lose the game. So really, ultimately, it's just to bring the idea of, hey, maybe matriarch is a thing I didn't even realize. You know what I mean? So that they could view the world in at least two different perspectives, and they can also, when they get of age, when they can start truly starting to know themselves and study themselves, that they can see the matriarch and patriarch within them, because like the brother said, we half mother, half father. We're not just one thing. You know what I mean? We're actually both male and female. We're both positive and negative. We're both good and evil. The indivisible duality is not just mind and body. It's all the different opposing opposite forces, and we are actually a conflict, or not even a conflict, a spiraling resonant energy of these conflicting forces, and that's what makes us so special, right? We are both mind and body. We are both light and dark. We are both positive and negative. We are both male and female.
Yeah.
And if any of these things are these conflicts, these internal conflict is not necessarily a bad thing, because you look up con, it just means with, right? So any of these internal forces off balance, we're gonna see some sort of judgment or result because of that. So yeah, let me get out of here right now and let other people have their breath, have their exhale.
Well, yeah, dCyfa.
That's true, Brother Frankie, because obviously, Christianity being one of the leading religions of the day speaks of the Elohim, right? Elohim. So Elohim is a masculine and it's a feminine word, right? So when we were made in the image. So to predominantly put man as always at the top, like you said, that can lead to a misconstrued perception. And then you sort of diminish the importance of the feminine entity or women. So it's important, like you said, that we see both in the same light. In fact, esoteric Christianity says that men and women were at one point joined, and that they had to be split up so that they can see each other for who they really were, right? So it's important, like you said, that we embrace that ideology, that women are just as important, if not sometimes more important, or there's no rank in superiority between men and women, and one about the other is like half of the equation. You know what I mean? They both have to work together. Like you said, even if in ourselves, our masculine and our feminine principles have to work together to make us who we are. And then if we don't honor those qualities of understanding, we're not who.
Yes, this is I thought it was when I woke up this morning and had a meditation, and was about leadership become an issue this week. I'm had some direct dealing with the sense of bullying and a leader dictating from the front and having to confront those issues. So it just came in me in the meditation, but this has opened up some spaces, man. This is that we're going different directions. I definitely didn't foresee. And then I just reached out to you. I said, look, what you got to offer? But you reached out to me last night and offered me that you know what I mean? That confirmation, that affirmation, man. Bless up for this and being in this space and contributing. You know what I mean?
Of course, very important.
Yes, man. We all need it. We got. You know what I want to do? I've definitely got some comments here, but let's go to Jan. What Jan has shared, and let me make that full screen and reflect on this for a bit. Right, the human factor of decay, absence of Ubuntu, right? Actually, Sophia, you want to read this out and kind of expand on this, and then we'll contribute.
Sure. So the human factor decay, absence of Ubuntu. Most African elites, particularly politicians, bureaucrats, professionals, and business tycoons, lack the mental, emotional, moral, and spiritual connections to their countries and their communities. They are therefore bankrupt in relational accountability, responsibility, dedication, commitment, caring, sharing, and selflessness beyond the extended family.
Heavy. Any reflections you want to?
I going to those words, I think mistakes are always forgivable if you have the courage to admit them. So I think that we all make mistakes, but we have to realize and not be afraid and have courage to say, I went wrong and I want to make this right.
That is big, and it that taps into this idea of humility and having quieting that ego, right? That I mean, we need a sense to have confidence. Confidence breeds that ego, but you need to be able to calm it down too, right? And put it in its place and recognize
confidence has to come from a place of truth as well, right? If it's confidence based on things that are false or deception, or if the confidence is not coming from a place of truth, it's going to come from a place of authority only. Right? Eventually.
This is big. So the issue is when you're not self-empowered, right? When you're not that you're not coming from a balanced position in terms of maintaining your ego, it overshoots its natural position, right? And that manifests as this that corruption that this is what's happening into some heavy issues here. Mao says earn our humanity. Princess Karen comes with Ubuntu, right? I am, because we are defining it and bringing it that the connection between I and the we, right? In Rasta, we say I and I. It's there is no I without the we, right? That is a reflection of Ubuntu. Canterbury comes at not having any luck. Could I send via email? Yeah, you can email it to. It's just. I thought I had a banner set up. I'll do one real quick. Let me go. Oh, wow, go to the next comment real quick. Yes. And in other words, a person is a person through other people. Anybody want to go up on that while I do up this banner real quick? Reflect on that comment he's got there.
Yeah, I believe that's true, because what we basically see, we see extensions of ourselves, right? So I think you touched on it earlier, Iman, having outer body experiences and things of that nature. When we come to the realization that we are really not even this flesh that we walk around in, then you can see the oneness. You can see the spirit. You can see the golden thread, right? That is all together. So it's just the flesh, which is an illusion of who we really are as a people. So like I said earlier, if you're wishing someone bad within your spirit, you're basically wishing yourself that same harm, because we are all part of the great human heart, right? So they say dig a hole for someone to fall in it, you're gonna fall in it yourself, and it's true. If you're what you're doing, if your motivation or whatever is moving you to do what you're doing, whatever your motive is, if you're not checking your motive, if you're not checking the reason why you're doing something or why you're saying something, then like you said, you're doing harm not just to that person but to yourself. So in thought, you're doing harm to yourself, physically, spiritually. So like you said, we're all that one. We're all one. There's no difference per se. I mean, you may see physical differences, but we're just extensions of each other, right?
This is heavy. Long and pull up this tune. This is a big tune. Israel vibration. Lift up your conscience. Let's meditate on this for a little bit as I start from the top.
Whoa, yeah. Lift up your conscience. Yeah, lifting up your conscience. Lift up your conscience. No bother with the violence. Oh no way. You don't want the violence. Lift up your conscience. No jump Babylon fence. The heads are glued. Perish you there. You smoke in the eye shell. No take no bad influence. Stand up, children, young. With full defense now. Oh, yeah. Wow, yeah. All right now. Hey, all right now. Oh, yeah. Wow, yeah. All right now. Whoa, hey. All right now. Oh, yeah. Whoa, yeah. And when you're walking among them, firm up, man, and don't pretend on my behalf, young. I take no joy off, young. Cause when you look in on me Ruben eyes, you see the time get civilized. Stop the susu. Stop the susu. Children, what do you do? Lego susu. No carry on, no bring on. No spoil up the Israel.
Big tune. Consciousness has always been in the music, and reggae music is tapped in. I'm gonna tell you, these artists have been tapped in. Right? You gotta go back to them 80s songs to feel it. That's where we was definitely on a path. I don't know where we went astray. I don't know what took place between the 80s and 2020, boy. They definitely ramped up the PSYOP operations, the psychological operation on us, and we're just catching ourselves as we move into this next paradigm. So Jan says yes, flipping the script. She was referring to the chess. That still got me on a whole next level. The shifting the powers of the queen and king around. Goodness. And Mao says the challenge can come when the audience puts the leader on a pedestal and neglects their humanity. It's a big piece. That's because the forced us into this, through all this propaganda and psychological warfare. They make them into a false idol, right? As Frankie said, if we each fortify the leader within ourselves, this neutralizes that imbalance. These are big pieces, right? Let's go back. Well, we already touched on this. Ubuntu. Right, okay, Jan says Ubuntu would totally flip the script in the West because it's not selfish. It recognizes that everyone's humanity is connected and affecting one another. We are all connected. These are just some big messages that we can't emphasize enough, right? That is high order in this capitalist society. That's how they function. That's how they keep control of us. Jan goes on to say, but it's really the only way to be balanced. Human together with other humans. Ubuntu. For God to reach that state. Now look, we're coming up on 11 o'clock. It's 3 minutes to, I think, I don't know what you guys are feeling. We want to keep going. Jay Silver, Scrap, what's your time looking like? You're in, you're out?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to exit stage left for just, the children are here and I've got responsibilities I got to tend to. The wife's are working, so I got to pick up the slack,
Yeah, man. Hey, look. Give thanks for your contribution, your energy, your affirmations yesterday. Hey, man. Nothing like having a brother like you in your crew, on your side. We could do anything. Bless up your heart, man.
Of course. Bless everybody. Everybody have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you guys hopefully in the light.
Hey, I like your mama says, bless up from the chest up.
Respect.
Peace and love. Thank you for coming on, family.
Thank you, Frankie. Bless Sophia. You all be blessed, all right?
Yes, good, thanks.
Thank you, Silver.
And then we got Canterbury comes back. Give thanks for listening in advance. This platform is mind blowing. I'm obligated to share. I love you all. The fire, bless it, and it's out to Scrappy on the way out. Blessings, fam. Let me see if I could pull this music if he was successful in sending it to me. Let's see what took one. Not yet. I don't see new live on your channel. I don't see the song yet. So you see the email. My answer is yes. Power. I think sending that to Scrap, telling Scrap, Power. So we gonna go. We're continuing on. We're gonna go for a little bit longer. How people feeling? Yes, Princess Kim was sending our love out to Scrap. I think I think we'll cover the information. Let's not stretch it out too far today because we want to come back tomorrow. Let's meet back here at 9 a.m. tomorrow. There's that feeling convicted. That's another term that they use against us. Convicted is definitely when you're on the path, when your spirit is aligned with your purpose. You're convicted. You feel, you know what I mean? You're one with your belief system. Yes, Sophia, you'll be back with us. Yes, give thanks for taking that time out. We know you're busy and you got your family and your commitments there. Thanks for being a part of this and being engaged. This is, yes, blessed. This is, we're working it out. It is done, so it be. Amen. You know what I mean? Selah. We're on our way. The ship's sailing. We're there. We're there. We just gotta manifest it. Give thanks. You got any parting words as we close out?
Frankie once shared some very deep thoughts with me. The ship is sailing. Our ship is sailing. If you don't mind me saying, Frankie, our ship is sailing.
I don't mind.
It's already left the dock. We can still throw a life raft, but we're not going back.
We're not
I'll teach you how to swim, but we're not going back. We're sailing already.
It is, and that's look. It's fitting. It just came to my spirit just now, but look at that. It's all tied in, and this triangle here. Just the fact that the connections between us. You instructed my daughter, and then Frankie working with you, and then me meeting Frankie through his brother. It's just the synergy is just amazing. The universe is it confirms when you're on the path. It confirms that you're on the path. You know what I mean? It gives you these reaffirmations. You know what I mean? It conspires with us. When you're lined up and you're going in the right direction. This is what starts to happen. So give thanks for all of this. Mao says, yeah, the movement is moving. Give thanks. Give thanks for your support.
It is
moving. Yeah, Bob Marley said it. One step forward, don't step backward.
Don't step backwards. It's no good back. No, ever forward. And in that light, I'm at this next track. I'm gonna pull up. You know what? I need to pull up the. You know what? I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna run this Rise and Shine. I'm gonna run this Rise and Shine to clear us out, send us out on some Bunny Wailer. Because we're rising and we're gonna rise to tomorrow. We're gonna take this energy, even though we're closing up, we're gonna take this energy and rise up and come at another level tomorrow. And spread it and carry it to our families and carry it to our we can't go too far, right? We're on lockdown, but within our bubbles or whatever the conditions, we don't want to break the laws directly and cause conflict, but we want to live our lives. So in that energy, we're gonna rise and shine. So I'm gonna lead this song, play this song as we close out and come back in on higher levels tomorrow. Give thanks to
everybody.
Yeah, you got your parting words.
Yes, peace and love. Until the next time.
And you know what? I'm gonna preview his song. We Canterbury will come with your song tomorrow. We'll preview it and see how we can play it. I see it just came in, but we're already and we definitely run that tomorrow in the light. Give thanks.
See you tomorrow.
Frankie, yeah, see you tomorrow. Give thanks. Bless up, Sophia. Bless your soul. Bless your family.
Thank you.
Yes, see you tomorrow.
Be here.
Yes, Toy, the synchronicity is amazing. It's happening. The universe is conspiring with us. Yes, we definitely gonna pick that up tomorrow and get these vibes going. So I appreciate the energy. I appreciate everybody being on board on this ship. This is, hey, look, I called my server, the server I've got in front of me, called this the Nebuchadnezzar from Matrix. Well, I ain't gotta tell you, you guys all tuned in. You can on the Telegram. This is all, we're all together, Toya, on the Telegram. Let me put it up. I just pulled it down, but you can, I pulled down the other one. And make sure you see the Telegram. You can type in that Telegram. I'm posted it in the Facebook comments also, so you can click on it directly in the Facebook comments. This one or the other one, and you can link up, and we're all in Telegram. So you can link up with Frankie there in Telegram. Yeah, see you tomorrow. There, bless up for being here. Bless up for being a part of this. Yes, give thanks, Princess Can. Yes, bless your family. Thanks words for everybody out there. Bless up, Toy, everybody. I'm gonna pull this tune up and run it heavy on our way out. Rise and shine, Bunny Wailer. Sleep in peace, Bunny.
This is the cry of a people who were robbed and raped from their homeland and their loved ones. A people stripped of their culture, their dignity, their liberty, and their rights. And by the cruel and presumptuous hands of the colonial and imperialistic slavers, were carved into the West, where for over 400 years they have toiled and labored, and with their blood, their sweat and tears and hands, they have built the great city of Babylon, only to be paid with the wages of the taskmasters death. Whoa, yeah. This is my history. Whoa, yeah. We've been down in the valley much too long. We've been down in captivity oh so long. We've been down in humility much too long. We've been down in a slavery oh so long, but we are gonna rise and shine and bring our liberation. For now's the time when all nations must be free. So rise and shine, restore your strength and power. Waste no more time, remember your history. Whoa, we've been down in a separation much too long. We've been down in a condemnation oh so long. We've been down in a segregation much too long. We've been down in humiliation oh so long, but we're gonna rise and shine. As the morning sun that surrounds you, it's international morality time, where mankind must be born anew. So rise and shine for the sake of the younger generation, putting hearts and minds to brotherhood and unity.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Remember the slave master's sheep. Remember the taskmaster's whip. Oh, we've been down in the valley much too long. We've been down in captivity oh so long. We've been down in a slavery much too long. We've been down in humility